Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi. Ang Forces of the Philippines and my previous unit, Philippine Army, overseas Filipino workers and subscriber, active in AP retirees, including applicant for candidate soldier. So our topic or video for today is about history. History po ito sa isang pistol caliber. Ito tinatawag na 1911, caliber 45, point caliber 45. So ito po ay ang type po niya is M1911, M1911A1. So dalawa. Kung 1911, meron pang A1 siya. So in-update siya. Both manufactured by Colt. Ang nag-manufacture po niya na ang Colt. Ang type po niya na is semi-automatic pistol. Place of origin po niya is United States. Service history niya in service 1911 up to now, present. So, nagamit siya sa US servicemen as a standard US service pistol. So during World War I, World War II, up to now, nagamit po yan. So ang history po niya ng designer niyan is si John Browning. So nag-design niyan. Ang manufactured lang ang Colt. Design 1911 model 1911, 1924 model 1911 A1. Ibig sabihin, noong 1911 model, na-design siya. Pagdating ng 1924, model 1911 A1 na po siya. So, in-upgrade. So, ang manufacturer nito is Company Smith. Ang manufacturer nito, Colt Manufacturing Company. Ang Colt po, Smith and Wesson, Norinco, and other company. So, kilala naman natin Smith & Wesson. Karamihan si Smith & Wesson sa mga revolver yan. So, ang Colt, gumagawa din po ng M16 yan. Excuse me. Ang unit cost niyan is, in 1938, noong araw, is still $6.38 lang. Equal to $589 now. Ang cost niyan. So, ang produce niya 1911 up to now. So, number of build niya, yung paggawa o ilang nagawa na 45 na 1911 model is 2,704,344. So, na-produce po niya ng Colt. Ang dami. So, ang total niyan is 4,294,344 up 45 total including license copies. So, may mga variants po siya. So, ang variants niya ay M1911A1. Tapos, meron pala isa, M1911A2. Ito pa yung tawag na, dinidevelop nila mabuti. FN Ground Browning, ang RIA officers, Cosberg Colt, and MEU SOC pistol. So, ang specification po niya, ang mass 39 ounce or 1,100 degree empty with magazine. Length niya, haba niya is 8.5 in or 216 millimeter. Barrel length, yung length ng barrel, ganon. Government model 5.03 in 127 millimeter. Officer model 3.5 in 89 mm. So, may mga model pala ito. So, ang cartridge niya is 0.45 ECP. Action is short recoil operation. Short lang siya kasi maliit. Recoil lang siya. Ang muzzle velocity is 30 feet over 253 mm. Effective, ito pinaka-importante na malaman nyo. Effective range is 50 meter. So, 50 meter, malayo-layo din. So, ang 50 meters, 253. Effective firing range is 50 meter nga, 60 feet. Ang muzzle velocity is 30, then effective firing range 50 meters or 160 feet. So, ang feed system, ibig sabihin ng feed system, yung magazine niya kung ilan yung laman. Pwedeng 7, 8, 9, or 10, or 12 round box magazine. So, kung pwede niyang i-extend yung magazine ng 45, pwede po yung mahaba. Banana din niya, i-extend siya. Nandito sa wakas, nandito na yan, no? Okay lang yung pang-firing. So, yan po 45 na yan, maraming model po yan. So, maraming variants. So, yun na yung pinaka-standard weapon ng US servicemen o US military. Pero sa ating ngayon sa Pilipinas, sa ating Philippine Army, ang binibigyan po ay mga NCO. Pero ang ginagamit ng 40 sa officer lang po yan. Sa US, yun, pwede yung officer, pwede yung enlisted personnel. Pero sa Pilipinas is officer lang, may 45. So maraming klase ang 45. Maraming mga local produce. Mayroon din mga 45 na mga lock. Yama. Maraming klase yung mga 45. Marami rin tayong 45 dyan sa Cebu, Danao. Yung mga, may mga class E dyan, class B, may class C, teka-teka na yun. Puputok ba o hindi. So, ang ginagamit natin dito sa Pilipinas, yun nga, caliber .45 1911 din. So, mga officer pa gumagamit yan. Pero ngayon, no, after sa pagka-presidente ni President Duterte, naibigay niya yan sa, nangako siya ng service pistol sa ating mga enlisted personnel. Ang problema lang, hindi 45, G-lock ang naibigay. So, yung bala niya ni 9mm. Opo. So, ang bala po din yan, meron din tinatawag na ang ammunition yan, type of ammunition yan. Mayroon din ang hardball, mayroong ano lang, pang training ammo lang, pang firing lang, ordinary lang. Opo. So, kung mag-ano po kayo niyan, abil kanya ng ganyan na armas is kailangan po sa mga gun store, meron nga tinatawag na mag-abil ka yan na 5 euro. Kailangan kasi ng euro yan dapat kasi baka makabili niyan wala pa nga encounter, war shot na. So mahirap po yun. So kailangan din ng seguridad ng ating mga civilian. So, kailangan dyan tinatawag na responsible person o gun owner responsible. So, kailangan responsible ko. So, meron ka disiplina. So, mga gano'n lang license niyan. Meron kong license yan. Meron license ID yan. So, sa Pilipinas, ang ganda niya ng itong sa sa PNP headquarters, sa tapat ng Camp Crame. Dapat ang JHQ, Jerome Ginaldo. Ang history po niyan punta po tayo sa early history ng ng 1911. The model M19 1911 pistol originated in the late 1890. So wala pa 1911, ang pinaka-original niya is late bago mag-1890. As the result of search for suitable self-loading or semi-automatic pistol to replace the variety of revolver in the service of the time. O, tama po yung sinabi ko. Kasi nung araw, ang gamit ng mga is yung Smith & Wesson Company, revolver talagang ini-introduce nila. Pero sa military, hindi inano ang revolver ng Smith & Wesson. So, inadapt ng military ng US, hanggang na standard na siya, worldwide na, ginagamit ang 45. So, yun nga ang pinalit. So, semi-automatic pistol to replace the variety of revolver in the service at the time. So, pinalito na. Excuse me. The United States was adopting new firearms at phenomenal rate. Several new pistols and 2 all-new service rifle. Itong M1892, M690s of Prague o M1895 Navy Lee, as well the series of revolver by Colt and Smith & Wesson for the Army and Navy were adopted just in that decade. The next decade will see a similar phase, including adoption of several more revolvers and intensive search for self-loading pistol that will culminate the official adoption of 1911 after the turn of the decade. Yun na nga po. So, nag-umpisa sila mag-adapt. So, yung caliber .45 1911 na. Ito na po siya. Ito, history tayo, Hiram S. Maxim has designed a self-loading rifle in the 1880s but was preoccupied with machine gun. Uy, meron pa nga po nag-design ng naging machine gun naman. Nevertheless, the application of this principle of using cartridge energy to reload led to self-loading pistol in 1896. The design caught the attention of various military. So, yung design niya, nagkaroon ng atensyon. Each of which began program to find a suitable one for the process in the U.S. Such a program will lead to formal tests at the turn of 20th century. So, karoon na ng testing kung ano talagang i-adapt nila. Ito na. Ito pala si John Browning. During the end of 1899, and into 1900, pakita ko sa inyo yung picture ni John Browning. Yung John Browning, yung i-post natin dyan. Yung nag-design ng M1911, model 1911 na 45. Okay, during the end of 1899 and into 1900, a test of self-loading pistol was conducted, including entries from Mauser, a Colt M1900. This lead to purchase of 1,000 DW Lager pistol, chamber in .65. Malaki ang bala nito. During field trials, this ran into some problems. Kasi laki ng bala especially with stopping power. The government had made similar complaints. Consequently, DWM produced an enlarged version of the round. Yun nga, laki nga ng bala 9 by 19 millimeters. So, complain. Hindi sila ayaw nila yan. It was the weapon chamber for it tested by the Army in 1903. So, na-testing. Salim ng Pilipinas ito. American units fighting Tausug guerrillas in the Moro Rebellion in Sulu During the Philippine-American War, using the then standard called M1892 revolver. Yung mga sundalo ng US doon, ng panahon kalaban nila ang during rebellion, Filipino War, ang kalaban nila yung mga tausog, natin yung mga Muslim, revolver na M1892 ang gamit ng mga sundalo ng service. Then, .38 long Colt found it to be unsuitable for the rigors of jungle warfare. So, sa pag-test during Philippine-American War, so doon na-test yung ibang mga armas na hindi talaga suitable. Hindi talaga pwede. Particularly in terms of stopping power. As the Moro had high battle morale and often used drugs to inhibit the sensation of pain. Jadi mga Moros mahusay ito, mataas ang Moros sa paglaban, and magamit pa daw mga drugs to inhibit the sensation of pain. Hindi ko na alam yan, na history. The US Army briefly reverted to using the M1873 single-action revolver in .45 cord caliber, which had been standard during the late 19th century. The heavy bullet was found to be more effective against charging tribesmen. Problem prompted Chief of Ordnance General William Crosser to authorize testing for new service pistols. So, General Bregman. Yun, nagkaroon siya na i-testingin ito. So, following the 1904 Thompson League the pistol round of 50 meters, Colonel John T. Thompson stated the new pistol should not be less than .45 caliber and would probably be semi-automatic in operation. This led to 1906 trial of pistol from 6 firearms manufacturing company. So, 6 na manufacturing company ng firearms, ang called Bergman, DUC, Wapen, and Munition Fabricant, DWM, Savage Arm, Nobel Webley, and White Merrill. Of the 6 designs submitted, they were eliminated early on. So yung sinabit nila, wala yung eliminated, So, these 3 still have issued the needed correction, but only Colt and resubmitted the design. So, yung Colt, itong isa ka, nag-submit ulit ng design. This is some debate over the reason for the AWM withdrawal. So, yung isang company nag-withdraw na. Puti, masyadong Some say they felt they were biased na. Ito mga bidding, bias din pala ito. Design was being used primarily as whipping boy. For the Sabis and Colt pistol, though, this not fit well with the early 1900 purchase of DWM design over the Colt and steer entries. In any case, series of field tests from 1907 to 1911 were held to decide between the Sabis and Colt design. Both designs were improved between each round testing leading up to the final test before adoption. So yun nga, tinitesting ng mga armas, talagang pag-gamit sa US servicemen. On the area of success for the Colt was a test at the end of 1910. So yung Colt lang natira. So siya naging successful. In 1910, attended by its designer John Browning. So, yung nag-design si John Browning, nag-design nila, nandoon. 6,000 rounds were fired. So, 6,000 balak, tinesting doon sa .45 caliber. 6,000 rounds were fired from a single pistol over the course of 2 days. Grabe, no? Yung 1911 talaga, matibay pa pala. Imagine, 6,000 rounds pinaputok para matesting lang na nag-attempt pa talaga yung nag-design sa pag-testing sa armas. Within 2 days, inubos yung 6,000 rounds. Imagine, dahil ba 6,000 rounds, within 2 days, inubos yung testing lang. 6,000 rounds were fired from a single pistol. Isang ano lang yun, caliber 45, isang baril lang, single pistol. Yung 6,000 rounds, doon lalabas sa kanya. Ibig sabihin po, yung barrel niya talagang matibay yung barrel niya. Isang, imagine sa isang bolt niya, 6,000 rounds, ano mangyari? Lost bore na siguro. So dalawang araw yun, when the gun began to grow hot. So, kasi, giinit talaga yun. It was simply immersed in water to cool it. It's tubig, parang bubulaw. Lumamig. The cold gun passed with no reported malfunction with the Savage design had. So yung Colt 45 na design ni John Downing, yun lang po nakapasa, yung 1911. Imagine, 6,000 rounds, isang baril lang yun ang Colt. Isa lang ginamit. Within 2 days, sinubos yung 6,000 rounds. Nandun yung designer. Nagkatin talaga yung designer, si John Browning. Okay, punta na po tayo sa service history. Following its success in the trial, Colt pistol was formally adopted by the Army on March 29, 1911. So, inadapt na ang Colt pistol. Yung baril ng Colt pistol ng 45. Noong March 20, 1911, when it was designated model of 1911. Kasi 1910 sila inadapt, so 1911 na approval. So, dinesign na yung year kung kailan siya na-approve. So, yun po ang history ng 1911 na point caliber. Later changed in 1917 to model 1911 and then M1911 in the middle of 1920s. So, nagkaroon ng primero model 1911, tapos ginawang model 1911, and then ginawa naman M1911 in the middle of 20th centuries na. 1920s. The director of civilian workmanship began manufacture of M1911 pistol for members of the National Rifle Association of America in August 1912. So, production na. Approximately 100 pistol stamp NRA below the serial number were manufactured at Springfield Armory and Bicol. So, 100 pa lang ginawa. So, nag-produce na, manufactured na. Excuse me. The M1911 was formally adopted by the U.S. Navy, the Marine Corps in 1913, the .45 ECP model of 1911 in U.S. Army was used by both the U.S. Army cavalry troops and infantry soldiers during the United States punitive expedition into Mexico against Pancho Villa in 1916 kasi nagkagera din ng Mexico at US. Ang presidente pa si Pancho Villa. Then M1911 was the M1911 officially replaced a range of revolvers and pistols across branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. Through number of other designs have seen use in certain. So yung kung yun ang history na 1911. 1910 siya na pero formally, na-approve siya, na-adopt, 1911. So, ang pinangalan sa 45 na .45 caliber, ang model design niya is 1911. Ang nag-design po niyan is si John Browning. Ipopost ko yung picture ng John Browning. Yun po ang history ng caliber 45. Bakit 1911 siya na-design? So yun po ang pinaka magkaroon po ang 1911 na original. Hindi yung M1911, kundi yung 1911 talagang original na 45. The best po ang barrel daw, no? Imagine guys, ang timplada ng bakal ng barrel na eh. Imagine 6,000 rounds. Inubos isang barrel lang in 2 days. Hindi mo lang nagkaroon ng malfunction o nagkaroon ng stoppage of fire. Matibay talaga yung barrel niya. Yun, magkaroon ka ng ganung 45. Napakaswerte mo na. Matibay yan. May pamana mo pa yung apuhan yan. Tibay yan. So, nagkakaroon na tayo, nakakaintindihan na po ba tayo? Yun po ang history ng caliber .45 1911 or M1911. So, dalawang variant po yan. A1 and A2. Pero kung makuha mo, ikaw magkapag-may-ari ng pinaka-original, yung 1911 na 45, swerte mo. Kasi meron pang M1911, meron pang M1911A1, M1911A2. Yung isa talaga pinaka-original, yung 1911 na model. So, makakuward ka niyan, aswerte mo na. Pero nung araw, meron yan kasi 1911. Pero World War I pa yan. Oo. So, yun lang po ang mas-share ko sa inyo regarding po sa history ng point caliber 45 1911. Si John Browning po ang nag-design yan. At yan po ang ginamit ng standard pistol ng US Army o US Armed Forces of the US Armed Forces. Then inadapt din natin ang Armed Forces of the Philippines. Then ibang NATO countries. So, nagkaroon natin ng linaw. Yung iba magkwento-kwento lang dyan. Ano yung 45, the best na pistol po ang Colt 45 1911 na model. So, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay sa aking video for today. Sana po'y nagkakaintindihan tayo at nagkaunawaan. Maraming salamat po ang Forces of the Philippines, Philippine Army, Overseas Filipino Workers, and AAP retirees, active personnel of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and applicant of candidate soldier, overseas Filipino workers, then sa bansa kong Pilipinas. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Good evening. Good day po. Bye-bye. Thank you.